So you've never been somebody to sit idle, and you've probably been busier than anybody I know since this COVID lockdown started. What are you working on besides what we can see?
Um, it's been an interesting time. So there's been a lot of house improvement projects. My shed project that I've been doing. There's been, some family stuff, but spending a lot of time at the club. This is kind of my office by day and a recording studio by night. I've personally kind of doubled down on recording, invested and bought a bunch of personal investment in recording equipment. So really trying to embrace what we can do and not focus on what we can't do right now. So that's kind of what's been going on.
And what are you have a couple of recording projects that are nearing completion? Is that right?
Yeah, so there's a couple of projects that are going on. We've got a new trio recording with myself and Michael Glenn and Greg Williamson. The album's going to be called "When You're Smiling." We just finished mastering it, and we'll be releasing it here hopefully shortly. Working on the artwork right now. In addition to that, working on a project with Pete and Linda, Pete Chrislieb and Linda Small. On that, we're also going to have Paul Gabrielson on bass and Greg and myself. So that's fun. We're also recording it here at the club in the evenings. And then, another side project that kind of evolved, especially out of this COVID thing, because once this started happening, we were trying to figure out what to do for students. We tried doing a last minute get together to record a bunch of standards so we could do a virtual jam session with students. And we ended up canceling that and ended up doing 100% virtual. So Max Holmberg and Chris Seimer and I started playing together virtually, and I've really enjoyed that. So kind of impromptu, hey, I got all these mics set up. Let's get together and record some stuff and see what we like and see what kind of different spin we can put on things. So that's kind of evolving into a new, different sounding trio. So that's fun as well. So those are my short-term projects. So.
It's been fun and challenging over the last few months to, find creative ways to keep the nonprofit going. What do you see? What do you see on the road ahead?
It's been a challenging time for anybody in the music business, and especially nonprofits. We're very dependent on our members. We're member supported, and subscribers pay a monthly fee. And we've wanted to get to being able to give our members some value right away. I mean, even when we were first locked down and forbidden basically from doing any performances, even live streaming, we were rebroadcasting some of our video content. And so we've invested in the video side of what we can do, focusing on small group performances and small ensembles, trying to keep a very safe environment for the musicians to perform. At the same time, trying to give our members some value. The other side of it is, though, all of our larger events, which we depend on for fundraising, have been canceled. So in a normal year, the Jazz Walk and the Blues Walk are two events that support and sustain our ability to support educational events and paying the musicians to work with students and also do public performances. And so without those fundraising events, it's a real challenge. So we're looking at innovative ways where we can do that. We're being a little bit more aggressive and asking for donations. We're looking at trying to do some form of fundraisers and some programming for students, especially we come into the fall. In the spring, we did the virtual jams. That was a lot of fun. We got some traction there to support the students. We want to do another take of that and kind of a next generation of some student programming. How can we work together within the guidelines of the distancing requirements and, see what we can do going forward.
What advice do you have for students who are probably struggling? They can't get together. They can't play with each other in band class. Everybody's practicing at home alone. What advice do you give students to get through this?
That's a very interesting question and interesting observation that you make, because looking probably from the outside in, what's going on might seem very positive and trying to make the most of it, and I'm busy doing stuff. But when I'm by myself, and I struggle. I am not a positive person by nature. Um, I think that's why I like playing the blues so much. I'm not. I tend to see the negative in everything. It's what I'm gifted at. I can pick anything apart. So including myself, and I'm really good at criticizing the time that I don't spend doing it. And it's a battle. And so um, for me, I try to level set and reset, like, often, like, stop and hit the play button again and say, okay, that wasn't really helpful. Let's think about this differently. And what can I do now that's going to actually mean something to me later, and forget about the stuff I haven't done. And it's a constant battle. It never ends. But that's part of the experience. That's part of all what we're going through.